If you hate cold emailing and sales as much as I do, I'm going to show you an automation where we take a lead list like we built in this video up here using deep research. And it creates a personalized email to each one of those people, and it's ready to go in your inbox. We're using a super, super low tech platform. It's the easiest one out of the bunch to use. If you've struggled with Make.com or N8N or whatever before, I promise you this one is the easiest one to use on the market at the moment. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I improved the automation even more so you can just get it to completely do it with almost zero manual input. So hang around for that. What we're going to do is create an automation which starts with some basic information. We've used deep research to find us some contacts. So we've got a list of names, companies, emails, and a basic description of the company. Now we're going to create an automation that takes that basic information and does more digging. So it looks into who the person is that we're contacting. It looks into their company, finds out some recent wins or engagements that the company or the person has done that we would like to give them a compliment about. And we're going to look for pain points for that particular business. So we're going to find out what that business is struggling with. This is B2B cold emails, but you can adjust it for B2C. Okay. And we've had pretty good results from this so far. The first time that I ran it, I got a 30% reply rate, which is amazing for a cold email. It's gone down since then, but either way, it's super useful. We're going to start with using a free plan. It's going to get a little bit technical, but bear with me. I've given you all of the prompts, so you just need to copy paste it, but I will go through the whole thing and explain it. First, let's go over to Lindy.ai, which is the website that I recommend. I'm going to create a new account for Quietly Smart. So I'll sign in with Quietly Smart. This is a brand new account and we'll start our free trial. You do need to put in your credit card information, but it lasts for 1 month. You can still use it after 1 month, even if you cancel your subscription. It is $50 a month, so it's one of the more expensive platforms to use, but you can create a bunch of different agents with it as well. I've entered in my credit card information. No money has been charged to me yet. I'm going to set a reminder to potentially cancel this if I don't want to use it next month. So that's just to avoid paying if you don't want to. Everything that we do today, we're going to be able to do totally for free. Now, it's asking us for more permissions. This is where we connect our email and Google Docs that we'll need for the automation we're going to make. We're going to authorize, which will bring us over to Google. Double check that these are all okay. View your email messages, sending an email on your behalf. View events on your calendars. We'll select all. Continue. Now, in Lindy, we're going to create a new Lindy and we're going to start from scratch. The first thing that we want to set up is a trigger. That just means what starts this automation going. A trigger could be something that you type in manually, and that's what we're going to do today. Other triggers could be something happens on your website. It could be somebody sends a message to you on WhatsApp. So we're going to select our trigger, and then there's all these different things that we can choose from. We just want message received, and that means that we're going to type it in. So we already have our research from deep research before, right? So let's go back to ChatGPT and find the information that we got before, right? We got some deep research from Google as well. So we have a full report. This is the list of leads that Google found for us. So let's copy the content, go back to ChatGPT, paste it in here. So now we've got all our information in one space from ChatGPT and from Google. And what we're going to do now is say, combine all of the lead information from your own deep research with this lead information that I've just given you above. Ignore any leads that do not have a verified email. Output that as a CSV file. So let's just copy that and I will go and create a new file and see how well this pastes in. Pretty good. Let's go back to Lindy. Now, we've created our trigger, which is message received. That means we're going to grab one row from here, the company, the name, and the email. That's the information we're going to put into that message received to start the automation. The next thing we add is a research agent, and we're going to use Perplexity as a skill. This agent is going to connect to Perplexity and do research based on the information that we've given it, based on the person's name and email address and stuff like that. Okay. So the instructions say, using the information provided from the previous step, including the person's name, job title, company, and LinkedIn profile, use Perplexity to find recently publicly available, professionally relevant, and positive information about this person's company. 1. Prioritize results from the past 12 months. Focus on recent accomplishments, promotions, thought leadership, speaking engagements, product launches, or insights they've shared. So from this, we're basically trying to find something nice that we can say to the person to show that we have done our research on them and that we are impressed by what they've done. I know that sounds super fake because we are not actually doing that research. What can I say? It's the reality of sales automation, I guess. But it saves you the time. I don't see it as being any different from going onto somebody's LinkedIn profile and doing what most LinkedIn experts tell you to do, which is look at their recent posts and make up a compliment. The only difference is instead of you making up the compliment, you're getting a robot to make up the compliment instead. They're both equally disingenuous, if you ask me. Number 2, we want it to research a pain point around the person. I've written design or marketing related here because that's related to the kind of business that I do. For your company, you can change what kind of pain point you want. A pain point that the person or the company has mentioned, and then there are some examples here as well. So for design, content scale, brand consistency, and issues, long design turnarounds, these are some common pain points that designers have. For your business, write in some common pain points that you can maybe anticipate people talking about. Finally, look for sources such as LinkedIn posts, articles, podcasts, interviews, or event listings. Summarize the most relevant findings in 2 to 3 sentences that could help personalize an outreach email. Okay, and now in the prompt here, we're just going to paste that. It's currently using Claude 4 Sonnet, which is an excellent model, but you can choose anything you like. And then for skills, this is where we add Perplexity. After that, we will need to come back and add an exit condition, but let's make the next part of the automation first. This is where we're going to connect it to our Gmail. You could connect it to Outlook or whatever common provider. Lindy probably has an integration, but it works really well with Gmail. We're going to connect it to that. Under Add Step, we're going to go Perform an Action. Now, under Add Action, we're just going to write in Gmail and we're going to say Create Draft. Now, we need to connect our Gmail account. Okay, so successfully connected. Okay, now under Prompt, let's write Create a personalized email to the prospective lead mentioning a recent accomplishment, pain point, and how we solve it. Ask to get in touch with us. That the draft email, so it's fine. We will check it when we get the draft email in our inbox. We're just going to get it to automate the entire process. Oh, we need to define our exit condition. So exit 1, 2 to 3 sentences about the person have been written. Okay. Now we'll go to create the draft. 2, AI will automatically fill in this field. That's fine. For the subject, we're going to set this manually. And we're going to say, follow the structure. I saw company's recent achievement, quick idea to boost whatever metric you think you can offer. So basically this means it's going to create a subject line using that person's company name and also mention that we've done our research and saw that they did this wonderful thing. We're offering a quick idea to boost sales or speed of design in my case. Whatever your basic offer is, your service helps your customers. That's what your metric is. Use the company name from the first step, which should have been confirmed by the Perplexity search. If there is a disparity, prioritize the company name info provided by me in the initial prompt and the message received. We've used OpenAI Deep Research and Google Deep Research to find those company names and those email addresses. And we're trusting Google and OpenAI more than Perplexity. So we're just going to paste this entire prompt. That's our prompt for creating the subject line. Now we need to create the email body. This is where we're going to use a template. So this is where you post in your own information. We use this long prompt, and basically what this is going to do is make sure that every email that it sends out follows the same structure, and it takes all that information that we've already given it from our initial like name, email address, blah, 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 from our research, adding in the recent accomplishment and the pain point that we found using Perplexity. This is what the actual email is going to look like. It's just saying, hi, my name's Matt. I'm the CEO at Quietly Smart. I was impressed by blah, 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 the thing that you recently did. Well done. I also noticed that you've got this problem, and I thought the thing that we're offering might help you do something, so how you're going to benefit from it. Is that something that might interest you? I've talked to a couple of cold email experts, and they recommend that this really short structure is the best way to do cold emailing. Rather than going on with a long email, it's just putting out your offer really quick and just going boom. So that's the logic behind this email. And then finally, at the end of the prompt, we're saying, follow the email template exactly, but make sure the personalized information you add in the bracketed section is appropriately worded and flows smoothly within the context of the entire email. So this is what makes using a large language model and an agent so much more versatile than old style automations where each one of these things is like a variable and a fixed block of text. You need to make sure that all of the grammar from your pain point variable would fit into this email, and then you'd come out with some really weird results. But because we're using a large language model to do it, it's just going to write an email based off the main ideas, and it's going to write like proper sentences in it, and it should be good. So anyway, let's copy this entire prompt here, go back to Lindy and paste it into the email body. We're going to let AI automatically fill in this field. Let's just write email address from the message received stat. That's probably not even necessary. You could just leave it as let AI figure this out, because it will. We've already given it the information, all right? What that's going to do is it's going to create a draft email in our inbox. So let's test it out right now. We'll go back to our information here from our deep research. We'll copy that. We'll paste it into here. Now it's doing the research for this guy, Ben, and his company, Human Digital, finding out some information about their recent activities and some design or marketing pain points that hopefully can help them. It's identified a key pain point: maintaining brand consistency while scaling AI generated content. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. That feeds in exactly to my offer. I'm definitely going to email this guy. It's creating a draft. And let's go over to my Gmail. Dear Ben, my name is Matt Wills and I'm the founder of Quietly Smart. I was impressed by your recent feature in marketing.org.nz discussing AI-driven marketing transformation and your participation in the MAS Advanced Marketing Leadership Program. Well done. I also noticed your insights about the challenge of maintaining brand consistency while scaling AI-generated content, and thought our AI workflow for automating brand consistent marketing images might help you. Speeds up content creation while keeping every visual perfectly on brand. Is that something that might interest you? And so if I'm happy with that, I'm just going to click send. We've set up that automation and we can repeat that over and over again with all of the information that we've gotten from our deep research, which is in here, right? The next thing that we want to do is keep a track of who we've emailed. For this, I'm going to use a Google Sheet that I've already set up. So I've called it the email outreach log. We just want a record of all the information. In our last column, we've got email sent, yes or no, and reply. We should leave that blank. If we get a reply, we can manually come back and say, yes, he replied, or no. So let's go back to Lindy and add another step. So we've created our document already. And the step that we're going to create is called append row. You can just look up Google Sheets and then find that. We're going to perform an action and write in Google Sheet. It's the first one, append row. We need to connect to Google Sheets so it can find which ones. So we're authorizing it to connect to Google Sheets. And now we have our list of Google Sheets. Email outreach log, it's sheet 1. And then we have everything that's in our Google Sheet: first name, last name, company, email, LinkedIn, email sent and replies, just as we've got it here. For the moment, I'm going to trust AI to automatically fill in all of these for me. I think it's smart enough for this simple kind of information to figure out what these are. So let's now test this whole automation again with another person. We'll get our third contact right here. Copy that and then paste it in here. And then click run. So it's looking for information about Rod Eddy, about his company, about his background. It's identified some pain point, like managing efficient design workflows while maintaining brand consistency. Good. That's definitely something that I can help with. Now it's creating the draft email. Now we'll check our Google Sheets. We have our first name, last name, company, email. We didn't include the LinkedIn when we copied that. I should have copied his LinkedIn address as well. Then the automation would have also filled that in. There we have it. Okay, so this is how I've made it even better and even faster. Using that same Google Sheet that we were plugged into as the output before, I've changed the trigger condition from being enter message, where we had to copy paste each lead and then let it go off and do its thing. Now I've made it so that the trigger is just new row added. So that means paste the lead information into here that we got from deep research. Okay, so I've just pasted it straight into there. This will now automatically trigger the automation within Lindy. And the only thing that Lindy will do at the end of this automation is just update that one row, which is email sent. So write yes if email draft was completed in the previous step. So everything else we've just left on auto. So if we just come over to my inbox, boom, the email's there, it's ready to go. And in my email outreach log, the value for yes has been added to email sent. So now you can do that with multiple email addresses. I gave you just an example of using one, but you could paste 10 in there and it would just run the automation 10 times. Okay, that was pretty easy, right? So now you've got an automation that's ready to go and you can use it as much as you like and not have to worry about researching people and doing all that nasty fucking cold emailing. Anyway, I'll put all of the prompts in the description below and hopefully see you in the next video. Cheers.